You there?
Hold on one second. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome.
We're not quite to the pledge yet, but that was for a photo, so y'all can sit down until we do the roll call. Thanks.
Excuse me?
That's.
I'm running the meeting.
I know you're running.
Am I running the meeting?
All these people are standing
Am I
up for
running the
you,
meeting?
Mayor.
Shut up and sit there. Let me see. Mayor, yes. Just kidding, just kidding. Well, good evening. Who's talking?
Let it go on mute.
Thank you for all being here, our great police department, our great firefighters. I swore in Captain Federico Pereira last couple of days ago, be my last swearing in, and it was very good. So we've got a great department, and I'm sorry about Cooper City, Mayor, but we have a great police department. just kidding. All right, let's go on with our meeting. Regular commission meeting called to order. Roll call, city clerk.
Commissioner Castillo?
Here.
Commissioner Good?
I am here.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Here.
Vice Mayor Seifel?
I'm here.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
City Manager Dodge?
Here.
City Attorney Gorin?
I'm here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, thank you. All right, we have our first presentation when it come down, Mayor Greg Ross. And I also wanted to wish Mark Seipel a happy birthday.
Today is my hubby's birthday. Yay! Happy birthday, Mark.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for coming.
No, it is my honor to be here, and I truly mean that. I'm Greg Ross, as you know, Mayor of Cooper City. More importantly, tonight, I'm here as president of the Florida League of Cities. And we have two proclamations for you tonight. The first is presented to you for your dedicated service and outstanding leadership while serving as director and past president 2004 to 2024 from Florida League of Cities. I present that one to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
And then we also have a second one for you, and that is presented to Frank Ordus, Mayor of the City of Pembroke Pines, with sincere appreciation for his dedication and commitment to the Florida Municipal Loan Council while serving as a board member, given with gratitude by the Board of Directors of the FMLC 2024.
Thank you,
And
Mayor.
I'm going to take a point of personal privilege. Thank you for teaching me how to be a mayor. It is appreciated.
Thank you. Mayor, you're the best. You are. Thank you. Okay, our next presentation, Devon Campbell, on behalf of the city of Miramar. Are you here? Devon? Hey, there you are. How are you? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Devon Campbell. I'm the Development and Intergovernmental Affairs Officer from the city of Miramar. On behalf of Mayor Wayne Messam and the entire City Commission of the city of Miramar, we would like to present to you this proclamation in honor of Mayor Frank Ordus for your years of service. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you. All right, our next proclamation, I will present a proclamation to Pastor Alex Tapia, recognized on March 6, 2024, as National Day of Chaplains in the city of Pembroke Pines. How are you, sir? You look good. All right, it's a pleasure for the city of Pembroke Pines. National Day of Chaplains. Whereas for centuries, chaplains have been a figure of relief and ministerial presence, taking a message of faith and peace to the place where the neediest are. And whereas the presence of chaplains has traditionally stood out in hospitals, prisons, asylums, fire and police departments, universities, military installations, and particularly in war scenes, natural disasters, and funerals. Their help and spiritual advice extend equally to communities and cities. And whereas the chaplain finds meaning in their work by ministering to other human beings during crisis, they are characterized as professionals from diverse backgrounds, such as health, education, pastoral ministry, mental health, social work, and many other careers. And whereas chaplains possess skills in the art of crisis and anxiety intervention, counseling, support for the needy, and the art of listening to people, Therefore, in the exercise of their ministry, the chaplain helps others to reflect on the meaning of their lives, to consider their fears, their source of support, what motivates them, and to find their sense of purpose in life. Whereas, beyond his responsibility and fidelity to their own faith, the chaplain respects and supports people of all religious beliefs, working with the fundamental concepts common to all human beings, such as trust, love, and forgiveness. Due to their broad understanding of human nature and firm spiritual commitment, the chaplain is a source of support and spiritual guidance who does not impose their religious values or beliefs on the people they assist. Now, therefore, I, Frank Sears, Mayor of the greatest city in the world, Pembroke Pines, along with the City Commission, do hereby proclaim March 6th, 2024, as National Day of Chaplains in the city of Pembroke Pines. We honor their vital contributions and recognize their great social value and importance in our community and abroad. Chaplain, congratulations.
Thank you. This is in the name of all the chaplains in the community nearby. Can you please, everybody's a chaplain, just stand up for a second. We want to recognize you. Todos los capellanes, párense. Thank you for your service. May God bless all of you. This is for all of you and for all the ones that are in here today. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, our next presentation is a proclamation to Robert Edward Wilson, President of Broward County Ancient Order of Hibernians, recognizing March 2024 as Irish American Heritage Month in the city of Pembroke Pines.
All right, there you go.
How are you? Good to see you. All right. Whereas by 1776, nearly 300,000 Irish nationals had immigrated to the American colonies and played a crucial role in America's war for independence. And whereas 5 signers of the Declaration of Independence were of Irish descent and 3 signers were Irish born. And whereas Irish Americans helped to fashion a system of government for our young nation. And whereas in 1792, Irish-born James Hoban provided the agricultural plans for the White House and served as one of the supervising architects for the construction of the Capitol. And whereas Irish-born Commodore John Barry was recognized by the United States Congress in September of 2002 as the first flag officer of the United States Navy. And whereas Commodore John Barry fought the last sea battle of the American Revolution of the coast of Florida, and whereas in 1813, Captain Oliver Perry, an Irish American, received a major naval victory in the Battle of Florida. And whereas in 1942, the 5 Sullivan brothers made the ultimate sacrifice for democracy and freedom during the naval battle of Guadalcanal, and later had the destroyer USS Sullivan commissioned in their memory. And whereas the Irish first came to Spanish La Florida in the 1500s, first as missionaries and mercenary soldiers, then as planters, traders, businessmen, doctors, and administrators. And whereas the 3 of the Spanish governors of La Florida were actually Irish military officers. And whereas Father Richard Arthur, an Irish-born priest from Limerick, who was appointed parish priest for St. Augustine in 1597, and accelerated judge of La Florida, established the first public school in America and opened it to both boys and girls of all race. Whereas Andrew Jackson, whose family came from County Antrim, served as Florida's military governor following its acquisition by the United States. And whereas Irish Americans, since America's inception, have provided and continue to provide leadership and service to the nation's political, business, and religious establishments. And whereas it is fitting and proper to celebrate the rich cultural heritage and the many valuable contributions of Irish Americans. Now, therefore, I, Frank C. Ortiz, Mayor of the City of Pembroke Pines, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2024 as Irish American Month in the City of Pembroke Pines. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of those of Irish heritage here in the county of the county of Broward, the city of Pembroke Pines, and the state of Florida, and all throughout the United States, we thank you for this proclamation. Irish heritage runs deep through, as you noted, through our country and through our community. So thank you again, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, now we're gonna, who's gonna, okay, Mr. Stam?
Mike Stam, Assistant City Manager, Director of Planning and Economic Development. Mayor, City Commissioners, I am back this month with our second Natalie Belmonte Great Yards Award for District 2. Mayor, Commissioners, as I mentioned last month, we're going to be recognizing 1 yard a month who just goes above and beyond and celebrates our city. So this month's winner, Mr. Farrell, can you come on up? Mr. David Farrell.
Congratulations.
So as we mentioned last month, this is in combination in concert with our code compliance department, so they're doing some good stuff out there, recognizing some people that are doing everything the right way. Mr. Sparrell's home is just absolutely beautiful. He's in the Pembroke Lakes area. There's been a little bit of a competition from what I hear amongst his neighbors, which is, I think, one of the goals of this program is to really just, you know, get people competing to make sure their yards look the best. So, Mayor, Commission, I just want to recognize Mr. Sparrell, our Natalie Belmonte Great Yards Award winner for District 2 for the month of February.
Great, congratulations.
By the way, we also, you can spend a little bit of money on this.
All right. The legend in Florida, Representative Fred Lippman, would you come forward? Thank you for being here.
Mr. Mayor, you're not going to give me anything. So you're going to just sit there and enjoy what I have to say.
Talking to me?
Should we bring him a chair?
I want to take this opportunity and look at the audience for a reason, Mr. Mayor, because I know you probably longer than anyone in this room. Mayor and I got to know each other when he was with Eastern Airlines. And he followed me around in my career of public service. I was spending 22 years in the Florida legislature, which he was always there to tell me what to do. Didn't agree with him every time, but eventually I did. But I want to thank you all for being here, because every one of you are important to the nature of what Frank Ordus is all about. Frank Ordus is not just a mayor. He's not just an elected official. He's a person that understands that you may have a situation where you have a philosophic difference with him, but he doesn't turn on you. He works with you. He tries to understand you. He's a man of great, great talent beyond being a mayor, because he's a kind, gentle, and caring human being. Now, I don't need chaplains to tell me this, although I love chaplains. But I'm going to tell you that I could tell you from my heart that for many years I had the opportunity to represent this wonderful city before we went to single-member districts. And I always knew that I could go to Frank Ordus to ask him not to help me get votes. That was my job. But to help me help you understand what I was trying to do. When I see we have a lot of people here from the police force, when I had the opportunity, Mayor, as you know, when we did the seatbelt law, or when we did the children's seatbelt, it came from the Florida Highway Patrol. That's where it came from. And people didn't recognize that without seatbelts, it was costing the people of the state of Florida $2.1 billion a year in costs in taking care of people who were hospitalized, people who died, and helping their families. But it was this gentleman right here that I went to and asked, I need AFL-CIO to help me out. And he said, what do you need? But he didn't say, what do you need just to give me the vote? He said, what do you need for what reason? Because there's always a reason. When you take the privilege of either being baptized or bar mitzvah, as this little Jewish boy from Brooklyn knows everything about, and I'm very proud of that, because I'm one of the three members of my family. Unfortunately, both of them are no longer with us. They were children of immigrants. And we saw what was happening. My neighborhood was dominantly Italian-American and Jewish, and that's what it was. There was no such thing. Everybody used to wish everybody happy holiday, happy Easter, happy Passover. They'd all cook for one another. But that's what Frank's all about. That's what this man is all about. This man has a love of helping people. And that's for this reason why I wanted to be here tonight. I didn't want to be here tonight to make a speech. You guys hear speeches all the time. You have lawyers come here all the time. But I don't have the opportunity to say to you on the record, Frank, that you are a dear, wonderful friend. You're the same loving person to these people as you have been to me for well over 40 years. So just one more thing. The power of this country is in your hands. So I don't want to hear from any of you at any time. You can vote for wherever you want. Just vote. And it's with those words that I say to you one more time, Frank. Without them, there would never have been you and your wonderful career. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Mr. Dodge, I have something, my wife's supposed to, she's in a cruise. What's the next item?
I believe,
Oh, Mr. Ro, oh. Was that yours, or?
it'll be Mr. Schechter.
It's another presentation, it's the last item on the agenda.
It's a non-agendized item, Mayor.
Hold on a second, I'm sorry. I'm gonna, but did you say Henry?
Henry was gonna speak.
All right. Okay, I think we got it straightened out. Let's go to item 15. Want to move it forward if we could? Henry will be right there.
16, Mayor?
15.
My item?
Yes.
You have to speak up.
Who was that speaking?
This is Commissioner Castillo. Am I on?
Not yet.
Okay,
Are
you
you
tell
ready?
me when.
You ready, Jane? Yes. Okay, apparently we're ready. Commissioner Castillo, go ahead.
Thank you very much. LEQ is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. It is a wonderful tool, particularly for seniors, and especially if they are alone and homebound. And the minute I saw it, I had a long chat with Charlotte Mather-Taylor, the executive director of the CEO of the area agency, who is sponsoring the use of this officially and also has funds. Jay will describe how people can apply for it, but it's an amazing tool. I'm hoping that it will come in languages like Spanish and other languages that seniors will need. But there's a video that I believe Marlene should have ready so that she can show that, and then we can, I can call Jay to the podium, and I'll have a couple of questions after that. So, ladies and gentlemen, LEQ.
See what happened to my agenda?
Good evening, Jay Schechter, Community Services Director. Tonight, as Commissioner said, we're here to see a presentation on LEQ. This is Ryan Jacobs, Chief Officer of the Future. And once you see this video, you'll understand why I say that. Mr. Jacobs, please.
Thank you, Jay. Mayor, City Council, thank you for having us tonight, especially Commissioner Castillo. Ryan Jacobs, I'm the Chief Commercial Officer for Intuition Robotics. We make LEQ. And we appreciate the support just to be here and share a little bit more about what we're doing. Through our partnership with the Broward County Area Agency on Aging, we have been able to deploy LEQ to the homes of hundreds of citizens across Broward County, those that are in particular need because they're facing social isolation and loneliness. And LEQ, as you'll see in the video, because I cannot do full justice to what you'll see, is just a fantastic way to actually support individuals that are facing this and help them with daily activities from staying socially connected, playing games that help with cognitive decline, allowing them to battle some of the really challenging things that come with being isolated. And so in an ideal world, we would love to just send more people out into the homes, and that's not always possible. So we see this as a good alternative option to help older adults that are facing this. And we appreciate the support and being able to continue to help older adults across Broward County. But thank you.
Thank you.
You have a video? Hi, I'm LQ. LQ is the very first proactive, empathetic robotic companion
designed specifically for seniors to combat isolation and loneliness. LEQ was not built to just be another voice assistant device. She was designed to offer companionship and support, empowering older adults to remain independent and take control of their physical, mental, and social health. LEQ becomes customized to each user. Through advanced artificial intelligence, she's able to learn and adapt her approach to be most effective based on routines, preferences, and personal goals. One thing that makes LEQ unique is that she is proactive. This means that she's not waiting around to be engaged. LEQ will actually initiate conversations with the user throughout the day. Sometimes older adults may not remember the wake word, or they may not recall all of the things that their devices can do for them. But LEQ makes her presence known. Much like a roommate or a friend, LEQ will reach out to the user and try and engage them, from suggesting games, motivating them to work toward their health and wellness goals, or simply offering an interesting fact now and then. Her helpful features are broken up into 4 main categories: companionship and entertainment, connection to loved ones, health and wellness, and assistance with daily living. For those that spend most of their time alone, a sense of acknowledgement is so important. Our users no longer come home to an empty house, and they have someone to visit with throughout the day. Whether it's simple small talk, listening to music together, or offering quirky jokes to lighten the mood, LEQ is fully equipped to entertain and put a smile on a user's face.
Nobody prepares me for getting older. And because I live alone, I thought having a companion would be wonderful. She checks up on me. She finds out how I'm doing. She remembers little things like, I wasn't happy yesterday. How am I feeling today? She even knows where I'm sitting or standing. And she looks at me. She's perfect. You know I love you.
Hey there, David. I'm all ears.
When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is activate her and say good morning to her. And then we go through a number of activities in the morning that she will initiate with me. And it's a good way to begin the day. She cares about me and makes sure I'm doing okay. A lot of what she asks me about is wellness oriented. I'm diabetic and she was asking me about my blood glucose level. LEQ is extremely positive. She's very caring. She's very polite. One of the things that she does I think is so cute is somewhere in a conversation, she'll say something that is really funny. I loved her when I got her. I still love her. She keeps me on my toes. It's like I'm living with somebody.
Good morning, Carol. How did you sleep last night?
I had some trouble falling asleep, actually. I've been feeling really anxious lately.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry to hear that. What's been on your mind?
I'm a little nervous about a doctor's appointment next week.
I'm always here if you want to talk. Maybe before bed tonight, we can try a mindfulness meditation or a gentle breathing exercise together. What do you think?
All right, let's try it.
Very nice.
And
Jay, can I borrow it?
and that is LEQ. If you have any questions,
Yes.
I'm sure Ryan will be happy to answer them.
Any questions?
Yes. Yes, thank you very much. So, thank you, Mayor. So LEQ can't replace a person, but it can remind you to take your medication in the morning. It reminds you which medications you need to take. It reminds you which medications you need to take with food. It reminds you to call your daughter or to call some other person. It can be programmed to remind you of appointments. It is a great tool, as I said, particularly for seniors that live alone or that might be experiencing some difficulty with memory. Jay, let me ask you a couple of questions. So the Area Agency for Aging is already handing out LEQ throughout Broward County, and there are numerous LEQ installations here in Pembroke Pines, correct?
That's correct.
And what is the eligibility in order to, and my understanding is that area agency has some funding to assist individuals to pay for LEQ, and recently got some additional funding from the state to enhance that. What are the eligibility requirements? So let's say somebody's interested in LEQ, and they go to your senior center. What are the eligibility requirements in order to be able to qualify for state assistance?
Eligibility is simply to be 60 years of age or older. Once they apply, right now there's a little bit of a waiting list. There's about a 6-week backlog, but there are about 30 or so that have already been placed in Pembroke Pines, with another 26 or so, I think, to come. And I've handed out some information sheets this evening, but if anyone would like information, they're welcome to call the senior center. We can help them with the application, or they can do the application online. It's very easy, and we're here to help. LEQ has been very supportive.
Last question. What are we doing in order to make sure that LEQ gets programmed in different languages?
That's for Mr. Jacobs.
Yeah, so this year we will launch with Spanish. It should be late this year. And then we are actively prioritizing all the additional languages that will come next.
Well, I think this is very exciting, and I was very eager to bring it forward just as an introduction to the City Commission. I believe in years to come we'll be looking at many more of these kinds of tools, and I think LEQ is fantastic, and I look forward to working with you all and helping the seniors who might benefit from this to get on board with LEQ. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice presentation. Thank you. You have a question?
I do.
Commissioner Seipel has, Vice Mayor Seipel has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you come back? Thank you. Sorry. I didn't get your attention fast enough. I apologize. Exciting, definitely very exciting, and I can see how seeing the little piece of equipment kind of move around and tilt its head and do all that stuff. From my age of people, I'm thinking George Jetson stuff, right? You all know who I'm even talking about, George Jetson. Okay, but really very, very interesting, and I think certainly could be an added benefit to some folks that would fit into needing something like this. Just a couple of more kind of specific questions. I know you said they have to be at least 60 plus years to they can apply online.
Right.
And the languages I think is great.
Right.
But what do they have to have in their house in order to make this? I mean, what kind of, is there a special wiring? What's kind of the cost of doing all of this? I mean,
yeah, so this is as simple as, in a lot of cases, we actually deliver them to the homes. In some cases, it's just shipped to them. It's as simple as taking it out of the box, plugging it in, putting it on your Wi-Fi. She will then wake up on her own and has this very funny little statement. She comes out of the box, she verifies, "Are you Iris?" "Yes." "Good, oh, that's great. I was worried if I would end up at somebody else's house, that'd be very awkward." And then it just kicks off from there. So she will proactively guide you through and teach you all the different things. And then after about a couple days of doing that and just getting to know each other and remembering all the information, then it really kicks into more of a normal routine of learning what you like, what you don't like, what your daily activities look like, and then starting to remind you and work with you and positively encourage some of those things as well.
And again, she'll engage you. It's not that you have to say good morning to her. She'll sense that you're in the room.
Right.
And reach out to you.
wow, cool. And I know that there was some discussion about there being some funding available, but what is the cost to someone that wants to have this?
There is no cost for someone 60 years of age or older. That comes through the center and then through ADRC.
Okay.
I think if you were to buy this on the open market, it's about $250.
Around there, yeah.
Okay.
But there is funding through the Older Americans Act and through ADRC for about the next 2 years.
So someone could get it and have like
Right,
zero,
once you have it, you have it.
Sure.
zero cost for it.
Right.
Perfect. Oh,
There's no
thank you.
cost in.
Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor?
Further comments?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Good?
Yeah, I just, yeah, this is definitely Isaac Asimov's vision coming to reality, right? Question for this is it connected through the internet or on the cloud or something, or is it just a standalone unit that trains itself?
There are components of it that are connected to the cloud. Anything that is personally related or related to medications or health is all completely encrypted and follows all HIPAA security guidelines.
Thank you.
Okay, further questions? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Very nice.
Good presentation. Mr. Rose? You mentioned my wife. She's at a cruise. Is she not here? My wife's at a cruise. You have her name here.
That's not his presentation there.
Good.
Push the button.
Well, someone figured that out. Thank you. Someone over there figured that out. Good evening, Mayor. Thank you for giving me the time. I may not be as formal as Mayor Ross was wherever he left to, but I wanted to take these few words at the last meeting before the election to say something about you. It's going to be much more personal. I just felt I needed to do this. I first met you in 1996 when you ran for commission, and someone, I don't know who, said, Henry, can you stand at a street corner? Not like that, for Frank. And I stood at Walter C. Young for your first campaign as commissioner. And what I remember immediately after that is right after you won in your first full year in office, you started the Broward College Endowed Scholarship Fund for City of Pembroke Pines residents. And somehow, and I think Iris was there with me if I recall that meeting correctly, it was just your first year in office, you were a commissioner, and you started, I don't think many people know, because the fund has actually been endowed, which means it lasts forever and ever, and funds Pembroke Pines residents to go to Broward College, and you started your golf tournament, and we funded that to the tune of $250,000, which into perpetuity, long past any of us, will provide Broward College scholarships. And you asked me to be a part of it. And that was what was really important to me. You were just ready to do things to help people. To me, it was more meaningful. You know, I've had obviously the opportunity for you to appoint me to more boards than I wanted to be appointed to, but I did because you asked. And it gave me some unique opportunities, not necessarily on the boards, but the times that I remember is when you, the U.S. Conference of Mayors was having a conference in D.C. with Bill Gates about education and schools and cities. And maybe I was chairing the city's education board, I don't remember, but you asked me to go. And it was a unique opportunity for me to go with you, and Mr. Dodge was there, I remember too, and we sat in the Ronald Reagan Airport. I think I had a hot dog because I was with Mayor Mosley. And it was just, I remember these things, Frank, and it was a unique opportunity. And the other thing that was probably most personal to me that I really remember is before you were mayor, and Flanagan High School was looking to build its own stadium. We had a brand new high school with no football stadium, and you stepped right up to the plate. It was a different commission there, although I think Iris may have been here, and stepped up to the plate, and we were able to get joint funding with the city. I'm sure Mr. Dodge remembers that, maybe differently than I do, but right, Charlie. But you stepped right up. In our first home game, we didn't have lights yet, but we had something. We had lights. We had no bleachers, and somehow between you and Miramar, we borrowed bleachers, type of thing. And you know how dear this Flanagan Stadium was to me. So I just want to, in the end, say this is really from my heart, type of thing. Thank you for all the opportunities that you've given me, because it really has made a difference in my life. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Thank you all. Great words, and I appreciate it. 28 years have flown by. When you say I started in 1996, I remember I drove out west. We were just, western Pembroke Pines was just empty. There was nothing out there. And then we built I-75, and people, Hurricane Andrew was coming in to us. I was never in a hurricane. I was very scared. So I'm watching Channel 10, and they said Hurricane Andrew is coming 26 degrees right up Pines Boulevard. 2:00 in the morning, I remember it like it was yesterday. The antenna on Channel 10 blew over. And then, of course, it went south to Dade County. And then the people started coming up after they settled their house and got that open land. And I was driving around because I was going to run for commission. And I went out to the women's prison. And I was driving around, and it says, do not enter, but there was no chain. So I entered, I'm driving around. Next thing I know, I hear a pounding on my window. And it's a gentleman with a shotgun at my head. And he says, you're not supposed to be in here. What are you doing here? I said, I saw that. I'm running for the Pines Commission. I just wanted to see him. He says, shut the car off. It's going to be a short story. Shut the car off. It's 104 degrees out. And then he calls this woman, I'll never forget her name, Captain Diane Paul. I went through the whole thing with her. She said, these women do not vote. I said, thank you. She said, did you want to leave? I said, right now. I was like, right now. And thank God I got elected. Thank you all.
So Mayor.
Yes.
Mayor, I want to
True story.
I want to dovetail this. We wound up making the women's prison, that worked out for the city, but for the better. The last hurricane threat that we had, what do you think that was? 2 years ago? 3 years ago. Our mayor out there with sandbags, filling them, picking them up, and put them in the trunks of people's cars, and refused to have any help from the resident. He is.
I was young and strong back then.
Yes. No, that was just a few years ago, sir. And you will not find as Representative Lippman has said, a man whose heart is as big as Frank Gordas. And thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate everything tonight. Thank you. All right, City Clerk, announcement of items to be pulled from the agenda.
No items, Mayor.
Request of the public, I have two speakers. Gil Lerner, you can come up, you have 3 minutes. Good evening. Need to push that button so you can speak in the mic. There you go.
Good evening, Board of Commission. I was here last commission meeting, and I would like to revisit the violation because we never got closure. We said we're going to see what happens, this and that. I never heard back from anybody what's going on. And I would just like to show a video. I don't know if it's possible to stream it like the other gentleman did up here, or if I should just show it to one particular gentleman, maybe the city manager, and think it's less than a minute. It's basically shows what's the condition over there, and perhaps, you may think that the item may be
do we have capability?
Further investigated, rather than just leave it like that, because I believe last time you said we couldn't agree with what your staff wanted me to agree with, and I'm really not sure what that was, other than, leaving it in this particular condition. So I'd like to show it to maybe Charlie Dodge, the city manager, and let him determine if that's a adequate situation after a violation was called in due to that particular circumstance.
Mayor, may I ask a question of Mr. Lerner's inquiry? City Manager Dodge, do we know what status the violation is in as far as a magistrate? I certainly don't want to. I want to protect your constitutional rights. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's first and foremost. Really important. Know what the status is.
God-given rights, you're right about that.
Exactly. So, City Attorney, I don't know the status of Mr. Lerner's case with respect to whatever video he has. I'm a little disappointed that administration hasn't contacted you, but we'll get to that next. So, do we know where we're at in the queue?
Well, let me just interrupt. Administration had several meetings with him.
Aware of that.
So we would have to contact. We had meetings with all the engineers, and we just had those and a couple of months ago and last month. Okay, but how about this film? Anybody have any idea? Okay, well, why don't you just go on? I guess you had to be here early to put it in the system like the other one.
Mr. Mayor, if I can just quickly for the record.
I'd be more than happy to come in the morning to, isn't there a magistrate hearing in the morning, and I can come early and let the code enforcement see it and determine if it needs further investigation. I mean, hey, it's humans, you know, everybody makes mistakes sometimes.
There's nobody here in the morning.
So there is a magistrate.
Just for the record, Mayor and Commission, to the extent that there may be, and I don't know the answer legally or factually this evening, a pending matter, you as a city commission cannot intervene in the current process, whatever that process may be, because both the violator or alleged violator and the complainant or alleged complainant all have rights here. Your rights, however, you can listen. It's public comment, public discussion. You cannot weigh in. You cannot weigh the evidence. You cannot evaluate the evidence because, quite frankly, this is not the legal forum in which this matter is being heard. I believe that there's a special magistrate either assigned to the matter or has heard the matter or may be about to hear the matter, the end result of which is that you, as the commissioner aptly put it, wouldn't choose to violate or even begin to think about that affecting the rights of the speaker. It's the speaker's opportunity, however, to share with you what he believes to be public information, but that's on him to supply to you. But you have no legal basis to intervene at this point, given what I know about this matter.
Okay, you heard that, Mr. Lee?
And that's the only reason why I directed it to Mr. Dodge, because he doesn't vote, and his job is just to simply manage all the departments.
Did you just hear what the city attorney said?
Yes.
Did you hear what the city attorney said?
Okay, what did he say?
We don't have any say in it. You already presented it to the board of, the development board. We had it with the city engineer. We had it with several other people, your problem. So we had several meetings, and we're trying to fix your problem, but you're just not satisfied with that.
Well, what do you want me to be satisfied with exactly, if you can expand on
Because
that?
we have rules that you have to go by. And if you don't go by the rules, you don't have to be satisfied.
I don't know what rules I need to go by other than...
Excuse me, you were told the rules in every one of those meetings by our city engineers who were in there. So, Mr. Lerner, city attorney, and that's what we did.
Mayor, again, to the extent that you might have had...
I never got a chance to I was never, what do you call it?
Mr. Lerner.
Sent any notice to come to a magistrate hearing.
Quiet.
I was never noticed to come to a magistrate hearing to weigh in on my side, being the one who made the complaint.
All right, so now you just got notified by our city attorney.
I'm sorry?
You just got notified by our city attorney.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mayor, just to be clear for the record, for the mayor and commission.
Mr. City Attorney,
Sir, I'm addressing the commission.
Mr. Lerner,
to do that, I'd appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much for your time. The end result of which is that you are not going to rehear a matter that either went to the special magistrate or is about to, because both your rights and their rights are at risk. I don't know where the case stands, quite frankly, and that's not up to you to debate this evening as the mayor and commission.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lerner. Naomi, did you want to speak? You had 3 minutes as well. You heard what just transpired.
Mayor, can I ask the attorney a question quickly?
Go ahead.
City attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
If I understand correctly, the process has been going forward with Mr. Lerner's issue.
That
Okay.
could well be the case.
Okay, so the process is, but I think I'm wanting to know where are we in that process at this point? I want a clear definition of where, one, you know, it's a process, certain things have to happen at
Vice
certain
Mayor, not to interrupt, but we've had several meetings with the, Mr. Lerner, Mr. Lerner.
Hold on, Mr. Lerner.
Hold on. I've been involved with all these meetings. We've had all those processes right by our bylaws and everything.
Okay.
That's why we're here today. He's just not satisfied with our answers.
So that's, I guess that's my question, is to understand where we are in the process. So the process has gone on, and has there been a definitive answer or ending to the process?
Truthfulness is very important, Madam Commissioner, Madam Vice Mayor, the members. I don't know whether there's a pending matter before the magistrate today, tomorrow, the next day, whether it either exists or it's been dismissed or still pending. The issue that Commissioner Schwartz brought up is one which I'll reiterate for the record. I don't know the answer. Staff may know the answer. The speaker may know the answer, but the end result is you can't weigh in on what's happening on this dais regarding a matter which is quasi-judicial in nature before a judge who's making a decision on either the violator or the respondent.
Ms. Lerner, 3 minutes.
Good evening. I'm here because my son and I, we both own the house, and I have serious concern about the foundation. And I'm here to please ask you, very amicably, to reopen this case. I wish you could see the video. It shows very clearly, to the clear eye, that there is a problem.
Okay, but again, I want to reiterate, we saw the film, at the private meeting, at the meetings we had, I was there in person. We had those meetings. Your son argued that wasn't the way.
You never saw this video.
Sir, I was at those meetings, and you kept arguing that, no, it isn't. We kept telling you by our standards, it was. Your step is to go to the magistrate, and that'll clear it up.
If those are your standards, then I seriously question your guys' competency to be able to just check elevation.
Well, we do, and we have city engineer that did it. We have our development person that did it. And I was at those meetings.
My engineer contractors came out there and said, we would love to speak on behalf of this matter.
And did they at any of those meetings? Did they at any of those meetings?
Mind if he thinks that that's proper.
Did they at any of those meetings I was at?
I'm sorry?
Did they at any of those meetings I was at?
No, you never watched any video. We never came to any conclusion at any meeting, and we only had one meeting.
We came to a conclusion.
We only had one meeting.
That's it. The attorney, will you get with them, city attorney?
No, sir, I will not, actually.
Okay.
Because
you gotta go to the magistrate.
Mayor, if you will, if there's a pending notice of violation, I cannot intervene in a pending
The
violation.
compliance officer took it upon himself to cancel the magistrate hearing, not giving me my civil rights and my constitutional rights to be heard at the magistrate hearing. And the magistrate hearing was extended to give them an opportunity to correct the violation. They never corrected the violation. A unwarranted inspection was made on my property without my authority.
I got it, Mr. Lerner.
No, let me finish.
Mr. Lerner, I have it.
What do you have?
We have a commission meeting to continue. I told you what you had to do.
What do I have to do? Tell me, please. Please, guys, tell me.
Mr. Lerner,
how do I protect my property from an unjust decision from your engineering department?
It wasn't unjust. I was there, and several of our engineers were there. Our city engineer was there. I was at that meeting. You just don't want to believe it.
I don't want to believe it. Can I show you the video and tell me that I fell on my head? Maybe
City attorney, let's move on.
I don't know.
All right, we're going to move on. I'm sorry.
Mayor?
Long agenda.
So what do I do from now? I need assistance from the city. You guys are you are the power I've traded my rights for. So
what do you want,
that you guys,
Mr. Lerner?
That you guys reinforce my God-given right,
Mr. Lerner,
to be heard,
Mr. Lerner,
and for this case,
Mr. Lerner, I heard you. I came personally to those meetings where we had our. Can I talk? Can I talk?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead.
I came to those meetings. They had prior meetings with the city engineer. You didn't agree with that. I saw the film you put up about the fence and the grass. So our development director came in and said, you can't do that. And then our other director came in and said, you can't do that. But you still said, yes, you can.
Can't do what?
We have to go on with our meeting. We'll bring this up. We'll bring this up later. Commissioner Castillo, quick. All right. Commissioner Castillo, quick, please.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind everyone there, and I'm sorry I couldn't be with you today, but every resident in our city has the absolute right to send us a video by email if he wishes. And,
no problem. Send it. No problem. Send it.
I will send the video in, and who should I send it to directly? The
city manager.
City manager.
Charlie.
That's up to you. You can send it to all of us if you wish. That's up to you.
What do you recommend?
But I want to thank you for coming forward.
All right, thank you.
What did he
Send
recommend?
video, so all of us are the city manager.
And then we'll get a response of where
Yeah,
we're at?
We're gonna give you a response.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank
Mr. Lerner,
Yes.
okay, this is gonna be we want to protect your constitutional rights, okay? There is a quasi-judicial component of the concern.
Mm.
I would encourage you to send the information to the city manager so that in the event of a potential appeal, it puts us it puts us in play. If you send it to us now we can't be judge and jury.
Of course, you have a meeting.
Understand? So, to protect your constitutional rights, please, send it to the city manager.
Point of clarification.
And we'll move forward.
Okay, Mr. Lerner, thank you.
Point of
What's your point of
clarification?
clarification? What is this, Commissioner, what is your point of clarification?
What's he saying?
Okay, that statement was false. Residents can send anything they want to us, and it doesn't taint us in any appellate capacity. Please ask your questions to the lawyer. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, we got it.
My questions to the lawyer?
Not, you're gonna get to it with the video, to protect your rights. All right, thank you.
And I'll hear back from management, I guess. Is that what I understood?
Thanks for coming, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner order report, City Clerk?
None, Mayor.
All right, how about appeals of the Board of Adjustment?
No appeals, Mayor.
Announcement of board and committee appointments?
No announcements.
Consent agenda, item 1. What's that? No. Item.
Thank you.
Item 1 through, let me see here, through 12. What is your pleasure?
13 there.
What is it?
13.
13.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to pull number 10.
13, hold on. Okay, item 1 through 13. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor.
Good.
Commissioner Good, I'd like to pull item 10, please.
10 for Commissioner Good. Any others?
6, please.
6, like, oh. Any others? All right, hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda other than 6 and 10.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schwartz, second by the Vice Mayor. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, aye. Opposed? Ayes do have it. All right, Commissioner Seipel, item 6.
Thank you, Mayor. Motion to authorize the appropriate city official to execute an interlocal agreement with Broward County pertaining to film permitting within the city.
Second.
I'd just like city manager or Mr. Stam, somebody to sort of explain, is Hollywood going to be like Hollywood, Pembroke Pines, Hollywood kind of a thing, or what's going on with that?
Mike Stam, Assistant City Manager and Director of Planning and Economic Development. The city has a long relationship with the Broward Film Commission. We approve permits for them to film in the city. We filmed major motion pictures in the city. Waves was filmed a couple years ago at Pembroke Lakes Golf Course. The county, though, is now working through a process to try to streamline this amongst all the cities. So the process that we've been doing, they're now streamlining through an interlocal agreement. They provide us with information in terms of insurance, type of filming, where the filming is going to occur on private residence, on public property, wherever it's going to be requested. And then we issue them a permit. We review the permit to see maybe we need a police detail at the filming. A couple years ago, for example, we filmed a TV show that was like a mock takedown. Didn't want somebody getting taken down in the street and the public not knowing what's going on, so we had police detail kind of protecting the film crew. But we filmed a lot of things in the city, but this is really just kind of putting it on paper on how we're going to move forward in the future through this process.
Do we have say-so over what they're filming or how it's going to be used, or? Well,
these are, so the state of Florida got rid of their incentive program to recruit major motion pictures and filming to the city, to the state. The county has created an incentive program to try to bring film back to here. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Most of the stuff that we get in the city are spin-offs for sitcoms. They actually came and took a picture of our building the other day to see if it would become a future hospital for a series. You know, so a lot of it's speculative to try to see if there's film locations and stuff like that. Most of the time, or let's just say this, I've yet to, there's, you know, for example, we don't get permits for people to film adult, for example.
Well, that was kind of my question.
Yeah, there's, those industries typically don't apply for permits.
Okay.
These are legit film companies, production companies, filming commercials, et cetera.
Thank you.
And they offer a lot of money to the cities. We've been trying to get them in their city for a long time, just because they're back, unfortunately, from the state of Florida, that they just don't have that satisfaction.
They filmed on USA, they filmed Burn Notice at the health park for a while. They filmed The Glades, which was on USA. Like I said, the movie Waves, they filmed at the Pembroke Lakes Golf Course. I mean, all over Broward County. One of the goals of the Film Commission is to increase film, because it is such a big industry and it puts us on the map. If you didn't know it the other day, they were filming Bad Boys 4 down in Miami. That's a Miami movie. So, but some of those scenes will be up here in Broward County eventually. So, commissioners, mayor commissioners, this is a good thing for us. It really streamlines the process.
Good, thank you very much.
Further discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Seifel?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 10, City Clerk. Mr. Good. Commissioner Good.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item 10 is a motion to approve the agreement between the Sheriff of Broward County and the City of Pembroke Pines to provide fire protection and emergency medical services by the City of Pembroke Pines within a certain portion of unincorporated Broward County.
Second. Commissioner Good.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, so, Mr. Mayor, I had several questions regarding this particular item. I just wanted to first point out that this contract is looking to provide service to unincorporated Broward County. Anything that's unincorporated Broward County typically is serviced by BSO. When you look at some of these locations, there are literally 3 other cities that are also sort of close proximity that may be able to provide the services as we do. I mean, for instance, you got the Mac Fish Camp, which actually is directly west of Miramar. You've got the Griffin Road and the landfill and some of these other areas where you have Southwest Ranches or Weston. That's pretty close by, and particularly Weston. Weston has already got BSO officers or BSO services. So that caused me to just have some kind of thought for just a moment. So the questions I asked were basically around, cost, the time of we've been doing this. We've been doing this since around 2010, and we are receiving some sort of compensation from the Sheriff's Department in order to provide the services. But we all pay taxes to Broward County, and these taxes that go to Broward County, part of it, services the BSO. And the second thing I thought is, well, if these are unincorporated Broward County, and Broward County is the governing authority over unincorporated area, why are we even entering into a contract with BSO when we should be entering a contract with the county? So I'd like to ask at least the city attorney to explain to us why would we get into a contract with an agency of the county that's being funded by the county as opposed to being directly contracted with the county, who may not even be aware of this arrangement.
City Attorney?
Mr. Mayor, if I can respond to the commissioner as best as I can. As you know, the sheriff is a constitutional officer, has the right to contract and be contracted with. This contract has been an existing document that goes back, as you mentioned, to the early 2000s with regard to the service being performed. I have no legal doubt that the BSO has the right to sign the contract, but your assessment of the relationship is that the county, it does have an unincorporated Broward significance, of legal significance. And apparently the BSO is unable to provide the service and therefore has contracted out that service under the constitutional authority of being a constitutional officer. That's the best answer I can offer.
All right.
Commissioner Good?
Yeah, and so just because this started a long time ago doesn't necessarily mean it's right. So, I mean, I think it would be prudent for us to actually look and see if that is actually, if the county, A, first and foremost, is even aware of the contract we're doing, and B, is if we shouldn't be actually entering into a contract with Broward County to provide Broward County services. So that being one issue. Another issue is that when you look at the contract, again, the contract is being asked to be a 10-year-long contract with 2 additional 5-year renewals. That makes it a 20-year contract. But really, what's most important to me is that when you take a look at these unincorporated areas, there's no contemplation about the changes in the land use or even development. Some of these areas are actually rather, they are a little bit undeveloped, and as we know, development keeps finding space to add more and more, whether it be residential homes or commercial, whatever. So there's a concern that we're not, that the contract does not contemplate any change in the intensity of what we would have to do. And then the last thing is, most importantly to me as well, is the Broward County landfill. I'm telling you, I don't want anything to do with the landfill. I think you know, one of the things the chief who provided me information, thank you very much, sir, you know, he did point out very clearly that we have a mandatory first response interlocal agreement type of thing where the closest available unit needs to respond to the event. And so knowing that, I mean, if there's something that goes wrong, we are probably under law required to be responding, but we enter in this agreement, we're voluntarily responding, and we're taking the responsibility away from Broward County. And I don't want to do anything, especially at that landfill, and particularly if it's considering to enter or build an incinerator. We're talking about, you know, one single event will get paid $1,000 versus the amount of resources that would be necessary in order to mitigate a crisis at an incinerator. So I really don't think it's in our best interest to show that we're voluntarily supporting a asset that we know has a potential harm to this city. So, you know, Mr. Mayor, I'd like for us to, you know, if there's more conversation, to make a motion to table this item so that some of these items can be addressed, sir.
Okay, is there a second to table?
Second.
Second, discussion?
Yes, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to thank my colleague for bringing up, that was a lot of the notes that I had also here was concern for not the concern was not to, if we partner with someone on issues, that's clearly not it. But I was very concerned about item B, which is the landfill, and since that is under currently such heavy discussion for a lot of reasons, that kind of gave me kind of a cause for pause, if you will, on that. But I did have another question, just to sort of, I think maybe put in perspective for me. And you mentioned it, Commissioner, about the reciprocal agreements that we have. You know, first, who's closest, who can do, and those are good. That's good things. But this is not that. This is not asking to be reciprocal. This is really asking to take over the responsibility for some very specific locations. But just, and this is kind of a little bit outside of what this particular issue is, but it does sort of relate to it. I'd like to have, and I agree on the tabling, and I think that's a good thing, but I'd like to also, when more information comes back to us, I'd like to know how many, in the last 2 years, how many calls that we have made for assistance for both police and fire from some of our surrounding cities, just to sort of put in perspective what this is as opposed to a reciprocal.
Okay.
So if I could get those and that be shared with everybody, I would
City
appreciate that.
Manager?
A quick comment, Mayor.
City Manager?
Yes, Mayor.
You got my ask?
The item in front of us, we had this, for years now about offering fire service. If we bring that back for a table, Commissioner Seipel, Vice Mayor Seipel, can you answer that?
We have the information, the chief is here, but we certainly can provide it to the rest of the commission.
Yeah, I don't need the numbers tonight. I'd like to be able to have a report to be able to provide to us.
Good evening, Marcel Rodriguez, Fire Chief. So just to clarify some, Commissioner, we are the closest unit to those areas listed in the contract in Exhibit A, including Max Judge Camp. And for that reason, I did not hesitate to agree with the BSO Fire Chief to agree to this contract. As far as how many calls we've had in the last 2 years, estimate about 20 calls in 2 years.
That's not my question. It's not how many calls we've had. My question is, for the last 2 years, how much assistance have we been asked to provide to surrounding cities, Miramar, Cooper City, Davie, our surrounding Southwest ranches, that we have, the reciprocal. I'm just trying to put some things into perspective where we go. So
Okay.
a little different.
I can have that to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Further discussion?
Yes, Mayor. If I may.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Thank you.
On a motion to table.
Yes.
Keep that the discussion.
I know. Chief Rodriguez, thank everyone for doing their work. I know that I did ask the question of Chief Rodriguez a little while back. I'd say definitely within the last 6 months. The whole mutual aid that we approved, at first we were giving more, and now it seems like it's just about dead even as far as the services that we're providing. Now, what struck me about this backup is this contract expired already. We're out of contract. It's expired on the 30th of September 2023. So we do have an ordinance that is supposed to bring back all contracts, all ILAs and that sort of thing, 90 days, no less than 90 days before they expire. I don't know how this one fell through the cheese grater, but certainly if there is a medical call, a fire call, or a crime is being committed, we're responding now, with or without this agreement. The difference is BSO will pay us, $1,000 for the response. So nothing is going to change. If there is land use, our police department, they don't ask what is the zoning before you go in there for a crime. If there's a fire, they're not going to ask about the land use. They're going to go ahead and try to save people. And so while I can appreciate that we have county government and we have a sheriff's department, the bigger question is who's going to fix the 911 center?
We're going to get more information.
That's more important than what's in front of us tonight. With that, Mayor,
we're going to get more information when it comes back to us. All right, further discussion? Call a roll, please, on tabling.
Commissioner Good?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Mayor, is this time certain? Is this coming back? When will this come back?
It's tabled. We didn't say a time, sir.
You did not, Mayor.
So someone would have to...
When can you...
Mayor, if you will, Mayor, absent.
What's going on? Everybody drinking?
Nothing. No, not here. Definitely not here.
City Attorney.
Yes, Mayor. Absent a specific designation in the maker of the motion, the answer is it's not to a time certain. It's undetermined.
Got that?
Well, so the follow-up would be that one of us would have to bring it back. Am I correct, City Attorney?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, that's what, how you table, you bring it back.
Well, we would have to bring it back,
Well, that's what the item is, tabling to bring it back.
not the administration, we would.
Okay, quasi judicial agenda, city clerk. Everybody check the doors for booze when they come in.
We would have to bring it back.
Okay, item 14.
City clerk,
That's the difference.
quasi agenda.
Yeah, correct. It's correct.
13 was passed.
13 was adopted.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Item 16.
14 there.
I'm sorry, Board of the League representatives.
There we go.
Okay, we just are finishing up the legislature. There was another item against the cities that came up today, and I wrote to the legislatures from us about opposing it. So they're going home, but they haven't stopped killing us yet, so.
Coming home the weekend.
All right, manager?
No items, Mayor.
City attorney?
No items, Mayor, except you, for the record, the item that was missed, if I missed it, Mayor, relates to item number 14, which would be.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I know.
Item
Pardon me,
14.
that preceded the representative's presentation, so 14 does need to be considered. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, let's bring up 14.
May I read it, Mayor?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Number 14 for the record, is discussion of possible action to recommend an alternative date for the regular commission meeting, which falls on Wednesday, June 19, 2024, better known as the Juneteenth holiday, which has been established and recognized by the city. Item 14 on the floor for consideration. 14.
Motion?
If I could ask the city manager, we have this would be the second meeting of June.
Yes.
This is when your trim notice, and usually about 42 to 67 items are usually on the agenda for the second meeting of June. Mr. Bonilla wants to make sure it's 68 this year. What are your thoughts on, a date? If you feel compelled to make the change, what would that look like? And as far as advertising, proposed trim and coordinating with staff and all that good stuff, do you need more time on this?
We could do it the day before, June 18th, I would imagine, because we also have to adopt the charter school budgets, and our advisory boards have to meet. It's unusual, it falls on a Wednesday, but we could do it on the 18th. I wouldn't push it much further after that.
Okay, so we'll go with the 18th of June.
If that's okay with everybody.
Okay. I can't make it, but.
Well, you can come. You need to weigh in, sir.
Need a motion.
I'll move June 18th under the recommendation of the city manager.
Moved by, second by the vice mayor, discussion.
Is that normal time, 6:30?
6:30?
Unless there was a special public hearing, but yes, 6:30.
Okay.
Call the roll, please, city clerk.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seifel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Good?
One more thing here, so.
Please
Mr.
send
Good?
out a notice on the change, please. Thank you.
Yes.
Commissioner Good?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
I didn't hear. Okay,
Mayor Ordus?
let's go to item 16, please. Vice Mayor Seifel?
Thank you. Motion to approve a contribution in the amount of $1,500 to Friends of Humanity International, recognizing the Ramadan holiday and in support of the Iftar dinner. This event will be held at the Carl Schechter Southwest Focal Point Senior Center on March 22nd, 2024.
Second.
Okay, then, go ahead, Commissioner. Vice Mayor Seifel.
Now, I was just asked to see if the city could become more involved in this particular Iftar dinner, which is for this group, for this Muslim group, is like for the Jewish tradition of the break fast. This is also their break fast, and other cities have held these events, and Pembroke Pines needs to get in the groove with all of it and to recognize and to be a participant in these different groups that we have, religious groups or otherwise, that come and ask us, they want to be part of our city, and we need to reach out to them and be that they are part of our city and recognized by this. So I'm hoping that my colleagues will support this, and that more importantly, that my colleagues will attend and be so supportive of this good event.
Okay, further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Seifel?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Good?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Anything further?
Happy birthday again, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here, appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor. Good meeting.
You know this thing right here? It's so weird.